Peace and love, Knicks fans, YouTube, Knicks Nation, the real, true Knicks fans. The sports snob is back in the building, Phil Phactz, and I'm here to drop jewels on you about Devin Vassell. This is my second basketball card that I'm doing. This card right here is a lot different from the first card because the first card I made was about Saddiq Bey, which is a little more complicated. Excuse me. I told you I'd like to see if the Knicks can make a draft. I mean, excuse me, a draft. Yeah, a draft trade. Try to trade some players during draft day or before the draft. Try to acquire the 11th, the 12th, or the 13th pick from the respective teams. I've already laid out the teams that I wanted the Knicks to try to get these picks from. It's elementary. If you know about the draft, you already know what I'm talking about. So we can have 2 lottery picks and get rid of Julius Randle, and we could draft Saddiq Bey and Obi Toppin if they were available when it was time for us to pick. All right, now that was my first card. However, we got to be realistic, and this is why I'm making another card, a second one about the player that I think the Knicks should take if we stand pat or don't make any moves that require getting rid of the 8th pick. I believe that Devin Vassell is the player that we need to pick if he's available at 8 when we go and pick on October 14th, I believe it is, or whatever date that the NBA draft is happening. Devin Vassell, he fits into what I believe the type of environment that we're trying to create. He has the skill set that we need in many areas. He's that kid. He's the kid that I think we should go for. Devin Vassell is a solid pick. He's a pick that we can't lose. No matter what team he goes to, this kid is gonna have a solid career. He's gonna be a contributor right away. I'm gonna get into his negatives and his positives and his statistics right now to show you why I believe we should draft him. And I'm gonna be fair. And as you know, I'm going off the top of the dome. This is always freestyle. I don't use clips. I'm not using nothing written down, no speech or anything like that. I just got some notes to give me the stats I need to let you know. Now, where I got my information from, one of the sources and the main source that I got was from the Sport News because I wanted to see where everybody was ranked. Now, since Saddiq Bey is my dude, I just want to let y'all know they got him ranked higher than I thought. So, unfortunately, if the Knicks had the 8th pick, he probably wouldn't be available from what Sporting News has, how they have the draft projected, how to go. But on Devin Vassell, they expressed that he's the most complete shooting guard in the draft. The positive things about him that they had to say was, of course, his shooting. He's a great shooter. His ball handling, and he's also, as we all know, a great defender. So he's an effective player. You understand? And I say that because in reality, the offense that he played in, he wasn't the main player, which is part of the negative aspect of drafting him. But I'll get into that in a second. Let me finish what I'm saying about the positive. His usage rate was low, but he was effective and productive whenever the team went to him. That right now is clearly what the Knicks need. They need someone who, when they give him that ball, because we need scoring or the opportunity presents itself, this person can comply and he can execute and perform. And we can get that basket at that moment that we need. This kid, that's what he does. When his team goes to him, he's ready and he performs. So coming to the Knicks in the situation we have now, he has good ball handling skills, and he has a very high basketball IQ. He made very good passes in the highlights that I saw of him, and I know they're highlights. But the reality is that's what we have to go on right now because we didn't get to see a tournament, and the combine I believe is coming up soon. But I'm gonna just go off the fact. I'm gonna go off the facts that are available right now to me, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm very impressed as I read his statistics because once again, like I said, this kid's effectiveness is what makes me think that we and his ability to perform when called upon makes me think that he's the kid we need to go with. Now, his first year or freshman year of college, the kid played in 33 games, but he only played in 11 minutes. He averaged 11 minutes a game when you round it off. During those 11 minutes, though, once again, the kid was effective. He shot 43%, his field goal percentage, and he shot 41.9% from three. He grabbed a rebound and a half a game, but he barely averaged a steal or a block. But like I said, he had low usage, especially in his freshman year, and he only played 11 minutes a game, if that. Now, this is what's impressive because you go into his sophomore season where he played in 30 games and his usage rate shot up tremendously and he performed. The kid played 27.8 minutes a game, practically 30 minutes a game, and his field goal percentage was 49%. That actually went up. Excuse me. Only thing that went down was his 3-point percentage, but only in by decimal points. I mean, he went from a 41.9% shooter to a 41.5% 3-point shooter. So there's nothing to complain about there. And in reality, he stepped his game up in other aspects because he started to average 5.1 rebounds a game, and he was averaging a block and a half and over a steal and a half a game. So Devin Vassell showed that when he was called upon, when he was used, or when he was implied in the game plan, he could perform and execute and give you results that you needed, positive results. That being said, that made me look at him in another light and realize that that's not easy to do, and that takes character, and that he was one of those people who has a high skill set, and when given an opportunity, he's ready to show what he can do. Now, I'm going to get into the negatives about him because that is the problem. The question mark is the fact that because of all the low usage rate that he's had so far, can he carry the load of a team? I know right now he's just a rookie. If we were to draft him, he won't have but a minor role to play. But as time goes on and the team makes moves, we are the Knicks. Things can happen. And let's just say Devin Vassell is the player that the Knicks are now depending on. Can he handle that? Not being a star or the go-to guy on all of his teams that he's played for, as far as in the higher echelon and higher competition levels of his sport. When he's called upon to be the leader, when he's called upon to perform more than an occasion, but continuously, can he handle that? This is a question I have because, like I said, Devin Vassell has low usage rate and he hasn't been called upon to be the main option for his team so far in the highest level of competition that he's faced. There is another a lottery player on his squad in the starting five of his team back in the school where he played. And that being said, means that the responsibilities of the team fell on both players, not just Devin Vassell, because they had two stars. That being said, as to the positive aspect of Devin Vassell's ego will not be a problem in his career. So I project Devin Vassell to be a career NBA player, giving you 10 years or better with the skill set that he has right now. He is athletic. I expect him to improve. He has a couple of shots that I don't know if he'll be able to use in the NBA, but he is young and athletic and smart, so he will probably make adjustments, and those shots will come in handy when he decides to use them. But his jump shot is milk. His handle is efficient, definitely. On the break, he's definitely decent, and he doesn't break defenders down one-on-one like Allen Iverson, but he's capable of having moments, and he has shown some flair in his handle where he can create space for himself to get his shot off or to penetrate to the basket. And Devin Vassell is a finisher. Not only can he get to the basket, but when he does, he will rise and he will dunk the ball. he will not only rise off of the dribble, but if they throw him an oop pass and he is cutting, Devin Vassell will catch the oop and bang it on you. That was something that has not been said about him by a lot of people. But if you watch his highlights, you will see that Devin Vassell is pretty athletic or athletic enough. He is probably, I would have to say, a better athlete than a Cole Anthony, who is another player that the Knicks would probably consider drafting because they're looking for a point guard. But I don't think we should go point guard crazy if Devin Vassell is available because to me, after the lottery picks, Devin Vassell is probably the best player, your best bet for anyone that picks him, and they're going to be very happy they got him. And he's probably going to be the one, or this, like I told you, there's a few players in this draft that I think are lifetime players, but he's the one guy that I know has the potential to at least make it to the All-Star team once or twice if he's in the right situation, in the right system. If he comes to the Knicks, Devin Vassell will end up being a star. And that's bottom line. Will he be our go-to guy? I don't. I hope that he doesn't have to be. I hope that the Knicks build enough. Will draft and build a situation where Devin Vassell and R.J. Barrett and Mitchell Robinson can grow together, get and with the new pieces that will be added to them, win us a championship. Bottom line, that's what I'm really hoping. And I think that, like I said, Devin Vassell is the piece that we should go for with the eighth pick out of everyone else if we don't do anything with that pick and we keep it. So that being said, his card is done and I'm out of here. You know why? Because I got it like that. Peace.